Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from Gay Guy Plays, and on today's snapshot, we're sticking close to those balls when we take a look at Nova's Antimatter Absorb. So you can pick up Antimatter Absorb for 25,000 standing after you've reached rank 5 with either Cephalon Suda or Steel Meridian. Now, for most players, Nova's Antimatter Drop has always taken the back seat to her ever so popular Molecular Prime. However, when used properly, Antimatter Drop is actually the most devastating ability in her kit, absorbing all incoming damage until it finally detonates, dealing 4 times the damage it absorbed in a 15-meter radiation-based explosion. Now, AMD was traditionally player-fueled, as its hitbox was a bit too small to reliably absorb enemy projectiles. However, Antimatter Absorb just goes to show exactly how much size matters. The Syndicate modifier creates a bullet attractor type bubble around Antimatter Drop, granting it a larger field in which it can absorb enemy damage from. Now, from playtesting, this absorption field can be increased with power range mods. Alright, so there are a few things to note. The field created by Antimatter Drop not only pulls projectiles into the orb, but in turn will pull enemy fire away from you, just as long as those projectiles pass through the field, which basically means you can use AMD as a portable projectile vacuum. Now do note that I did say projectiles, as hit scan weapons are affected a little differently. Enemy hit scan fire that occurs outside of the field will still target you, while enemies that fire hit scan weapons within the field will have their damage absorbed. Also be wary that while rockets will home in on the orb itself, the explosion splash damage will still hit you if you're in range. Now do be aware that the field will only pull in enemy gunfire and will not compensate for shitty aiming, like mine. As for the weapons you carry, be aware that the orb is unaffected by crit damage and will only use a weapon's base damage. So bows, the Soma series, and any other crit weapons won't necessarily be the best choice if you intend to fuel the orb yourself. Now, lastly, you can have multiple AMDs out at the same time. Frankly, I kinda suck, so I can't confirm or deny this, but apparently the detonation of one AMD can fuel a second AMD if it's caught within the other's detonation. Now, as for the build, you can probably tell from the footage I'm not using AMD in its traditional form, so the build itself is a bit tweaked. It focuses on increasing the size of AMD's absorption field more than anything else. And to be honest with you, the only reason Intensify is in there is to offset overextend speed effect and power strength decrease, just in case I feel like I want to pull off a Molecular Prime Antimatter Drop combo. Now, if you wanted to round this build out just a little bit more for general use, I would swap out Intensify with Transient Fortitude, and replace Stretch with Primed Continuity. And to be honest with you, you would kind of need Primed Continuity to keep a decent balance between AMD and Molecular Prime. So regardless of whether you're standing in the back, guiding it in, or diving in head first and managing those balls, Antimatter Drop is definitely one solid augment. So thank you all for watching another quickie, and be sure to stay tuned for more Syndicate snapshots here at A Gay Guy Plays.